Hello, today's lesson is called How to Talk About Paintings. Maybe you don't care much about paintings, I know, but I do. I like it. And these kinds of vocabulary are useful if you're talking about any kind of art, I think. So it will be useful for you maybe in your studies or in life. Who knows? We'll have a go. Anyway, I'm interested in it, so that's what we're going to do. So this is called How to Talk About Paintings. Now I've got 10 words or 10 sort of vocabulary words here. Got traditional, classical, old, basically, modern art, maybe you know that one. Realistic, looks real. Abstract, doesn't look real. The subject matter is the topic of the painting. And we've got a portrait, that means people. Still life, that's objects, usually flowers or things on a table. Landscape, countryside, and this is a word, expressive, means showing emotions. And the last one, interpret, is how you get meaning from something. You have to get the meaning. I don't know, what does this all mean? Okay, the easiest way to understand these words is if I show you some examples. So let's go on an art tour, yay! Okay. This is, okay, how to talk about painting. Number one, okay, I thought I'd get the most famous painting in the world, right? Is the Mona Lisa. I don't think it's the best painting. I mean, it's good. It's by Leonardo da Vinci. It's about 500, 600 years old. Yeah, and it's pretty good. What can we say about this painting? Okay, well, we can see the subject matter is a beautiful woman. And the background, we've got some kind of countryside. What else can we say about this? Well, it's obviously it's a woman, right? We can see that, we know that. So I would say it's realistic. It looks real. Of course, a painting, but it really looks like a person. You could, if this person was walking on the street, you could recognize her and say, "Hey, it's the Mona Lisa." So that means it's realistic. And I've written some words down here. It's classical or traditional. Well, it's old. The classical style, Renaissance, doesn't matter. Anyway, traditional. It's old style. It's realistic, and it's a portrait, a picture of a person. Portraits are pictures of people. So she is the most interesting thing in this picture. We don't really care about this river or the trees or everything. That's just the background. We care about this person here, and it looks realistic. Looks like a person. So that's what we can say about that famous painting. Let's do another famous painting. Here's another one. Ooh, number two. This is called Impression Sunrise by Claude Monet. About in 1878 or something like that, 1870 something. So 150 years ago. What can we say about this picture? Well, it's not a person. I mean, there are people here, but you really can't see them. You have to zoom in, and even then, it's just little black marks, right? So it's not a portrait. It's what we would call a landscape. Actually, you'd call it a seascape because it's the sea, but it's a landscape. Now, this was a famous picture because when he painted it, it was very revolutionary, very different from what came before. What is different is, if you look at it, you can see all the brush strokes. You can see he just got a big bit of orange paint, went pom 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 pom. And here, a bit of black and yellow. You can see how it is made, and doesn't look so difficult to make. It looks almost childish, doesn't it? A child could do that. Pom 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 pom. So some people hated it when it first came out. Very different from this style, where you don't know how did they paint that? How did he get the skin color like that? How did he do the way it joins together very softly? How do you do that? There's very high level of skill. This looks a very low level of skill, maybe. So, I, here I've got, is it modern art or traditional? Well, it's kind of modern because you can see how he painted it. It's not as traditional, not as classical. Is it realistic or abstract? Okay, this is still realistic, I think. You can see these are ships. There is the sun. There are some people on a boat. But it is the way the shapes are coming across. I mean, of course, that is the sun. But it's not, doesn't look like a photograph anymore. No photographs look like that. A little, but a photograph might look like that, but not like this, right? So I don't know. Okay, let's go a little bit further. Now, here's another famous one. This is Sunflowers by Van Gogh, or Van Gogh, about the same time as this picture, 1870, 1880. What can we say about this? Well, it's sunflowers. So this is a still life, small objects that you can paint, you can put in your studio and paint. Is it, well, let's have a look. Is it modern art or traditional? Well, yeah, kind of both, isn't it? It's pictures of flowers. Flowers are very traditional, but the way he's painted it, I mean, it shows a lot of his feelings about the sunflowers, I think. And they do look like sunflowers, but again, the style is puts lots of paint, doesn't look like a photograph, but it is very, is it realistic? Yes, but it's, doesn't look, I don't know. It's between the two. So you can see that Van Gogh is into the modern, more modern than the old traditional pictures. You'd have to see more pictures to show you. But anyway, don't have time. Let's move on. Okay, here's another one. What's this? White Light, this is called. This is by Jackson Pollock in 1954, I think. Now, what can we say? There are no people in there, so it's not a portrait. There's no landscape. It's not a landscape. Still life? No, it's not a still life. So what is it? It's very abstract. Let's see. So this is definitely modern art, not traditional. Abstract means you don't know what it is. It's just lots of shapes and colors. So as I said, is it landscape? Is it portrait? Is it still life? I don't know. This is what we might call expressionist. The artist is showing his feelings, but what is it? I don't know. We have to guess. We have to interpret. We have to work hard. The only clue we have is the name. It's called White Light. I don't know. What does that mean? That light has many colors? It's 1954, just after the atomic bombs. So is this about the white light from Hiroshima? Are these people dying? I don't know. It could mean anything. Is it my shirt? Looks like a Hawaiian shirt. Yeah, difficult to know, isn't it? Okay. So what does all this mean? Let's put all these words together, putting it all together. Let me zip back. Okay, this is the overview. So, okay, you start with the artist. He or she makes the art. And you've got on this side is a traditional classical style, realistic. And you have three types: a portrait, person, landscape, land, still life, some objects. Over here, we've got more modern art, new style. Abstract. It's not realistic. You don't know what it is, right? More important is not what you're looking at, it's the inner feelings of the artist who shows his feelings or her feelings. Again, getting angry and painting. That's expressive. And here we are watching the art. We are the viewers. You have to interpret the meaning. Okay, of course, whenever you look at a picture, you have to judge, what does this mean? But more traditional classical, it's not so difficult to figure out what the meaning is. Over on the modern side, it's very difficult to know what's the meaning. You have to work hard. And that's kind of part of modern art, I think. I'm just an English teacher. I'm not an art historian, I don't know, but that's what I think. Okay, number 6, it's your turn. Oops, let's do these questions here. How to talk about paintings. Right, I want to know, number 1, do you like abstract or realistic art better? Which one? Why? Do the words in this lesson apply to Japanese art? Now, I'm talking about Western art. Can you use the same words to talk about Japanese art? I don't know, you tell me. And finally, number 3, what can you say about this painting? If you don't like paintings or anything, how about this? This is a famous painting, famous recent painting from 2002. It's called, I think it's called Girl with the Balloon. and it's graffiti by Banksy. His name is Banksy, an English artist, but this is worth millions of pounds. That's what I'm going to tell you. What can you say about this? Is it realistic? Is it abstract? Is it modern? Is it traditional? I don't know. What do you think? You tell me. So let me zoom back out. You've got those three questions. Okay. Okay, good luck talking about art. I hope you can. You have the vocabulary. Tell me what you think about art. Okay, thank you very much. See you next time. If I can turn this off. Where's it gone? There it is. Okay, see you soon.